Good morning, everyone. I hope your day was a good one. As I was scrolling through Facebook today, I came across something, the news about the departure of a Nigerian actor, and that evoked a memory in me about my encounter with, his son. In the year 1997, we were celebrating, it was like a crossover. We do crossover from 31st of December to January. We're in church. After church, we walk around in the night, 1 a.m., 12:30 a.m., greeting people all around. I was walking along with a brother of mine, and we met one of his friends who was already zonked out, you know, and because of the effect of the alcohol, it was staggering. And then we met him, and my friend told me, the brother told me, because that was his own friend, say, will you preach the gospel to him? As soon as this drunk guy heard that, he said, I want to give, he was speaking in an American accent, I want to give my life to Jesus. I want to know God. I love God from the bottom of my heart. But brother, I can't listen to you now. You see the situation I am? That was the way he was doing. My heart bled that somebody could be drunk and was still saying that, all of that. You understand? My heart was full. You understand? I was like, Jesus. Then he told me, he said, I can't listen to you now. Maybe we can meet later. And then I said, what time? He gave me a particular day. Because he was drunk, I didn't believe he was going to make that appointment. Then that very month, January, we fixed the day at Okaremo because he was coming to meet, his grandmother to his grandmother's place. So we met, we spoke, and right there, he gave his life to Christ. I was so glad. I was so happy. I didn't expect that he was going to make that appointment, given the situation he was in when we met. And then I thought his soul was already won into the kingdom, born again. So he went back to his campus of a polytechnic. And I thought he was already converted, Definitely Jesus saved him that day. And then later we met each other on the road. And then, he met me and was like, bros, when can we schedule an appointment? Something happened to me I would like to share with you, And then we scheduled an appointment to meet at the parish hall of St. Paul Anglican Church, Yemetu Ibadan, my mother church. And then we stood there. He recounted to me his, experience, what he had gone through. He was in a situation where some caught guys on campus. They went to raid a hotel, and they carted away 5 million and some, wares and properties as well. So, and then they wanted to involve him in their crime. I think maybe after they were caught. So, according to this brother's report, and then they gave one of their girlfriends. They gave the lady jean trousers, and they said give it to him as a gift. So as the case went on, they arrested them, and then they told the people that the police. They told them that we are not the only one. There's another guy with us. I don't know whatever way he offended them that made them, to to want to implicate him. So eventually he was implicated. According to him, it was covered by Nigerian Television Authority. That's what he told me while we were standing there at a place called Bus Stop after gate on the road that day. And then he said they were held up, in prison. Can I say jail? That was before, sentencing or whatever. I don't know. So that's the detail that I was able to get from him. So, and then he said they were there, 3 people, and they wanted to sentence them or execute them, and they were there, and it was not part of the crime, and it was like he wasn't part of it. So they beat them so much. Thank God Nigerians rose up to to protest against SARS crime and everything, beating people without, who were not convicted. So they beat them so much, the way he described to me. And then at the end of the day, when he insisted I was not part of them after much beating, then they were still looking at them. They still kept them in custody. And then one of them, according to what he told me, his name was James. He said, he eventually confessed and told the police, this guy is not part of us. He's not part, he didn't do this with us. We don't need to involve him in whatever be our end. And then the police came to know that truly, one of them confessed that my brother was not part of the, crime. And then one of the police, according to him, losing his wristwatch and threw it at a distance, and told James to pick up the wristwatch. As James bent down to pick up the wristwatch, he was shot. That was the report. I wasn't there in person to witness it. And that was the end of that guy. Now that they knew that, I don't know, maybe they killed when they raided the hotel, and then they killed the last guy as well. He was an eyewitness of this. So this really gripped his heart. It really gripped his heart. And then he was like, what is this? So when he met me, that's why, he wanted to come and let us pray together. He wanted to, yield himself more to God and give himself more to God, so that he would not even be found around, friends like that again and everything. So, because obviously he already gave his life to Christ, he was still with a girlfriend. You understand? Or they were sharing girlfriend. Maybe he didn't know. I don't know what happened. But if he was not in a position where he could collect a gift from a girlfriend, or he was not having, like a girlfriend at that time was saved, that wouldn't have happened to him. But according to me, he already gave his life to Christ at that time. So it was a down moment in his spiritual walk with God, and that really charged him up, and it's like, pray with me. So at that moment, I scheduled appointment where, he recounted all of this thing to me. And I had a small Bible that a brother of mine gave me at that time, very portable and very small. I love this so much. So I said, okay, do you have a Bible that you read? I gave the Bible to him, and I was really thankful to God that all was well. And then that was 1998. And then at the end of the year, around December, almost a year after that, after follow-up, that's what brought me to, their compound, their house in Wakajayi. I never knew one day I was going to be, become a constant visitor to